Battle control initialized.
Hey people, 5aces here, and this is it. This is where the RAGL Season 8 hype train is gonna come to a grinding halt. We've got probably the match of the season, the decisive moment in the entire league right now. This is gonna be the top two ranked against each other, and they are gonna show off their trunks. This is gonna be in the bottom left in the southwest position, spawning as Ukraine, his traditional Soviet pick. It is Mr. ZxGanon, live from East Germany. Probably some Soviet remnants there, I guess. Some nostalgia, if you will. Eastalgia. And his opponent from the United States, picking his allies, that is the British faction. It is going to be Mr. Shady, aka Orb. Both of these players ranked highly, and both of them have basically not dropped any matches. This is the last week of the group stages. Here we are. Here we go again. This is shaping up to be a great series. Best of two, as per usual, so draws might occur. Just putting it out there for those people wondering, this is a group format. So this means that even if a draw occurs, this is going to register as 2 points or 1 point for each player. So yeah, and after that we're gonna go through the trials and tribulations of the playoffs. And that's gonna be an insane level of games in and of itself. I might have a good chance of being seeded 3rd or 4th. Let's see where this takes us. Anyway. Mr. Orb, traditionally renowned for his passive early game playstyle like Super Greedy, and then exploding into an eco boom. And Ganon, conversely, more of a early aggression player. Right now is gonna be caught off guard by 2 rifles, just prying into the base, trading a little up there. That is very good. That is just such an efficient use. Such an efficient use of rifles there. Alright. And he also definitely issued the stop command. As you can see there, this is a conga line of doom forming. But Orb has managed to find the flank, and Ganon, that is a bit not to his game sense, not up to his standards that he usually displays, because he was just sending rifles into their death, into a rifle ambush basically, without line of sight support. So right now, oh, he moved them all. He should have just moved one and then force fired. That is very unlike Ganon. Oh my goodness, the engineer is dead. Or is he? Oh, gets prone. Yeah, he did. Oh, stutter stepping as well from Orb. Very nice display there. Some good old StarCraft mechanics coming through. Shining through a little. He's going medics, knowing fully that he's ahead. However, this might leave him vulnerable to an early APC from Mr. ZxGanon, which is in the queue. This is the traditional bane of allies players who go rifles only in the early game. Now the rockets are starting to appear, but it's maybe slightly late. Let's see. Anyway. With a super greedy build and only 1 rifle scout, he managed to basically take his derricks for free while simultaneously contesting Ganon's. Very good. Trades up an oil derrick, but here comes the APC. That's Crush Town. That is going straight to Crush Town. I think there's only one rocket. Oh my goodness! Orb is lining him up perfectly. Yikes. Yeah, that was to be expected. To be honest, he kind of dropped his guard there for a second. That was absolutely not necessary, because he was fully aware that Ganon likes going for early APCs. Ooh, capturing Tom Center though. Oh yeah, haven't even talked about the map just yet. This is a Mountain Ridge Redux. I love this map. Features a very strategic element in those communication centers where it's super hard to contest your own comm center unless you fire over the ridges. And so it's easy to deny them as long as the engineer is there, but it's not easy to capture them for yourself. Oh, is this a transition into Ranger Danger? Like, second Ranger out now. This might just be... doesn't appear to be the case. Is that another Harvester there? Or is that a super early MCV rush timing? No. 5th Harvester. So this is just gonna... This is not Ranger Danger. This is more like Scout Vehicle Nuisance. This is just the 0.5 version, the downgrade. But I still like it. And it's actually... quite sufficiently late, but it's early enough to not expect a Tesla coil. And Ganon is traditionally, Ganon traditionally want to line up flame towers rather than Tesla coils, so there is that. Trading oil derrick for oil derrick. And there's a recapture from... That is so close. Ganon has force-fired the engineer. Oh my goodness, with the last tick. There is so much happening already. This is shaping up to be a great series, yeah. Can already tell it's in the waters. Sending his own engineer back and trying to recapture. Right, let's see where this leads us. And one of the Rangers still camping. The other one... Oh yeah, popped the flame tower, so it must have died to the flame tower, definitely. So right, infantry production was delayed for Ganon. How much is he floating? 4.5k. The reason why this is happening is because the Ranger was camping the barracks, so any infantry exiting from there would have been dead in the water. Wow, why is Orb going back? Orb screwing the pooch here a little bit. You would easily have been able to, yeah, just book it with the Ranger. Probably try to realign him with the MCV. But yeah, as it stands, that is going to be a base push. Super aggressive Kanya positioning from Orb, and the infantry lagging behind a bit, but that's alright. He already has the turret, he already is fortifying this position and basically staking his claims. Might be time for Ganon to do an APC rocket drop. That might be super efficient, because especially seeing as Orb is going to be most likely to position all his defenses aggressively. Very nice. Okay, that is at least the vision denied. That was basically a sneak peek into Ganon's base. Oh my goodness. The line of sight from this thing. Oh no! Terrible, terrible positioning from the MC, but... Oh wait, able to get away. Wait! No! What is he doing there? That is a grave mistake. That is another serious mistake. Yeah, the tanks can close the gap here. This has been terrible play from Ganon thus far. Very uncharacteristic, many mistakes that he was not supposed to make. That's very unlike him. APC, barely not going down. He's got medium tank, he's got heavies versus mediums, and he's got flamers. This is an interesting composition against low armor density. This is quite good, because the flamers can stay in the backlines. They can just chip in so much damage against, like, AoE damage against all these. Oh, harvesters. Yeah, harvesters are going in. Okay, he's going on a rampage. Harvest this. Ooh, with the flamer AoE, this is such a good engagement now. I'm actually surprised. Barely any anti-armor, or... yeah, no anti-armor. No anti-armor at all here, except this one lone medium tank. Okay, and with the chasing power of the heavies, this might be a dead MCV. Oh, again, Ganon just realigning his tanks. I don't know what the plan was there. Like, Prime Directive was killing the MCV. But the harvesters have been super efficient. This engagement win was brought to you by Harvesters. Mind your own business. This was very solid, like, not gonna lie. This is traditional Ganon style, just taking what little assets he has and making it work. On a shoestring budget, just sending his tanks in. Also, not repairing him. This is the old Ganon shining through again. We've seen the new modernized version, Ganon 2.0, who patches up his tanks and cares for his units, but that was just a brief flicker, I guess. Oh, again, Orb lining up the infantry perfectly. I gotta say, like, both players committing some questionable plays there. This was... wow, Ganon is actually gonna take this engagement after all that. Jeez Louise. That was not expected. Okay, he's patching up his tank as well, at least one of them. So, 1/5 of his army remains. And after all that's said and done, is there still a window for Ganon to come back? He is trailing behind 8k, which is very significant. He's also trailing behind a Harvester, but Orb has let go of the pressure. And he's usually someone to play relatively static until he explodes, until he just goes for the throat. So this might be a window to exploit him right now. And just exploit his passiveness and maybe get some more expansions out. This would be a hardly contested one, and maybe a sneak expansion. Even a sneak expansion in the top right. If it's in the cards, if it's in the budget for Ganon to just send an MCV unprotected up via the top side, top ridge, and then deploy here and get a double mine established. That would be probably his comeback ticket, but hey, one can dream. And also, obviously the players don't have all the information that we have as spectators, so yeah, let's not discount that either. Triple Harvesters here, so the economical situation for Orb is stabilizing after him not taking... he hadn't taken an expansion for a long time. So he was working off of his double mine in the original base. Asset's still 5k behind, but Ganon has the potential to trade up. And he also killed a lot more. So kill bounties are also going to factor in, not that much, but it helps a little. Every dollar counts. Orb knows what's up, he's just sending rifles. He's just sending spotters to all the Orb patches. Good conduct. Oh, the wall coming down. The big East German wall. Wall of ZxGanon right there. Just for the anniversary of the actual Berlin Wall. That is to commemorate, he's gonna erect a concrete wall here in OpenRA. Again, compact positioning, and Ganon has transitioned into his favorite army composition. Mass heavies, mass rifles, and barely any rockets. I think those rockets were just leftovers. It's like the leftovers you find in a fridge and we're like, okay, I might still eat that, right? Yeah, those are the leftover rockets from Ganon. It's like, well, might as well pull them. Why not, right? Oh, and this is so efficient. You can see why. Because heavy tanks just make mincemeat out of mediums. And it's mostly due to the burst fire. If you have critical mass, you can basically delete a medium tank in a single volley. Uh-oh. The eco backlines, the vulnerable underbelly of Ganon's eco lines is unprotected. Again, very uncharacteristic of him. He saw those 4 medium tanks escaping. I'm wondering why he didn't pull anything. That was like the next very obvious play from Orb to take. Oh, he's also taking a bad engagement there. This is probably too many rockets on the dance floor. Yeah, this ain't looking too hot for Ganon right now. It's gonna get outnumbered. In higher numbers, obviously medium tanks still win the engagement. Not cost efficiently, but they do, eventually. So yeah, I'm just wondering why he discounted those 4 mediums. He was like, yeah, they're gonna take the long route. They're just gonna scurry on out and repair something. He was banking on Orb just playing it passive, but no. Orb knowing what's up. Well, Orb got denied out of this expansion at least, but now this is gonna be a tedious and difficult and laborious reclamation process for Ganon. He basically is on 1 base route right now for all intents and purposes. 1.5. Ooh, the Teslas though. This is a nice zone denial. Can probably establish his new expansion slot there. Ooh, a bit of an aggressive point there. He should always send a spotter. Like, Orb is already camping this, and to be fair, I'm not expecting this to go down, but it's still gonna take a beating. Ah! Ganon, move back, please. No way. That was such a throw. And his Soviets, so he can't reclaim this husk. This was honestly just bad play from Ganon. I don't know why I was trying to still deploy. After knowing that it didn't work, he should have just sent it behind his own lines. His own infantry lines would have been good enough. And this is going to be able to... Yeah, this is going to be able to be held. Like, Orb is going to be able to stem the tide with a single artillery in the back lines. I'm not liking Ganon's position a little... Not even a little bit anymore. He's got a V2, he's on radar tech, very optimistic. Oh, Orb was on low power for a brief moment. So 6k, 7k, the assets are even. How? How on earth? But Orb is gonna see to it that this is not gonna last very long. Closing the sack here. Yeah. And Ganon fighting from a very disadvantaged position. Also, no critical rifle loss. Ooh, this artillery shell. He is still gonna be able to find a construction yard, even after all this. Man. Ganon sometimes he amazes me. Sometimes he's making it work just on a shoestring budget, like with 2 or 3 rockets, 2 or 3 heavies. That's all he needs to inflict some serious grievances onto his enemies. Hind coming in. Down goes the V2, but this should be enough to... the heavy should be enough to finish off the Conyard. Good play. However, topside engagement didn't go so well. He is trailing, and this is still being camped by 4 mediums. Yeah. Even with winning all these... Okay. It's going on another Ortrak fueled rampage. Yeah, good luck there, buddy. He's in the pockets of big ore. You go buy replacement harvesters right now. This is probably going to be a GG push. This is probably it for game 1. Realistically, double war factory for Ganon, but he's being pincered. The Ortraks, again, relocating. Their mining operations are going to be disrupted and out of service for quite a while right now. Oh, V2. This one not hitting the mark, but that was because Orb was moving. I was a bit lucky. Second V2 should come in any time now. Ooh, nice. That was a good hit. Well, Ganon is now officially budget Ganon. This is thrift chop Ganon. He needs to make it work on like 5 harvesters, 2 of which are on dead patch. Ooh. And Orb conversely firing up the hind forges. He's got all the eco he needs. He's got the entire right hand side of the map. I don't think Ganon has the time to recover realistically. Sure, there's going to be a brief window of calm before the storm, but now Orb is going to explode in terms of eco. Like 9 harvesters, 20k up. Yeah. This is probably GG. Yeah. Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Just my thought. Even after all that's said and done, look at the kill screen. The combat tab slightly in favor of Ganon. He was trading so well and finding like the weak unprotected spots, but 2 critical mistakes cost him game 1 here. First off, losing his expansion, for basically no reason. He tried to deploy, he tried so hard, he was forcing the OpenRA guards. Like, if the forced deploy bug were still in the game, which fortunately it isn't, that would have been an option of just deploying the Kanyard in the middle of his own units, but fortunately no, that didn't happen. So yeah, Ganon screwing the pooch there. And the other mistake, yeah, was just the earlier engagement. Completely out of position with the army. Yeah, that's it for game 1, but that's not the conclusion just yet. We're going to be back with game 2, round 2, in just a minute.
Battle control terminated. Battle control initialized.
I've got a present for you. Game number 2, delivered as promised. This is gonna be Ganon versus Orb. Part 2, the reigning champion versus reigning vice champion, and they both have good chances at repeating this process again this year, as both of them are set for the top 4. Top 2 spots, actually. So, this time it is Orb spawning in the northwest as Russia, and Ganon spawning in the southwest, southeast. Perfect match for him as Ukraine. I love this matchup. So a pure Soviet versus Soviet classic, El Clasico. Ah, I love that. So the map of choice is going to be Trapped. I think it was Ganon's pick. So yeah, that's one that I'm of 2 minds about, but I kind of don't like it. Like, it's too choky. Maneuvering about here, there are a couple hard points that you need to shut down in order to win the game. Place an MCV here, lock down this with barracks and Teslas, lock down this with barracks and Teslas, and then all you've got to worry about is like the wide flank. And this narrow chokehold can be like maybe walled or also Tesla'd off. First blood being drawn here by Orb. And both rallying mass infantry into each other's base. Yeah, this is already... I can already see a special game incoming. Let's see where this leads us. Ooh, engineer though. The engineer might fall foul of the rifles there, but no. Not taking the bait. The ambush has not been sprung. No one has lined up defense. Yeah, this might spell trouble for Mr. Shady here. Orb, yeah, Orb on low power. Yikes, that is going to be annoying. And conversely, Ganon started stepping back. So nice! That is the Ganon we know and love. Love might be like a bit of an overstatement, but hey, the Ganon we know and respect for his RTS skills is more like it. No, he's an interesting dude indeed, and a very good RTS player. Not throwing any shade here at my co-host, my regular stream co-host. Yeah, that was just pure game sense. Knowing, okay, my opponent is doing the same to me that I'm doing to him. Both kiting back with their rifles, some force fire action coming in as well, but now the rifles are prone from Ganon, and this might lead to their demise. Yeah, shot into the back. Classic execution style right there. Russia taking no prisoners, as per usual in this series, or in... and by this series I mean World War II, Kappa Pride. The World War Gone Hot, like Cold War Gone Hot scenario. Alright, so after that's said and done, War Factor timing's practically identical. No one went for a dog, actually, that surprises me. It is trying to sniff out the... Oh! Ooh, the engineer. That is very ambitious. I think Ganon has this within his line of sight. He sees the capture. He knows they can only be his tile. What is he doing? Oh, he's missing the mark. That was so close. Too close for comfort here. This would have been easy to actually snipe. Had he just moved, or had he just targeted one cell further down to the bottom. This was close. But now both on war factories and identical numbers of oils for now. No, okay, Ganon already on 2 oils, never mind. Just going into his base, probably waiting for the APC. The public transport APC coming up. And wow, Orb skip. Wait, he was so far behind from the power snipe, that makes sense. I was thinking he was going for APC, but again, he was on 1 harvester because he had to rebuild the power plant. Yeah. So it's catch-up time for Orb. And let's see how Ganon capitalizes on this one. What? Ganon, what on earth is he doing? Like, this is legitimately a 2 harvester, 1 service depot build. What in the actual tarnation is going on? So, the one thing that this build is good at is like rushing out the super early expansion MCV. What it's terrible at is providing you with sustainable income. Right now there is basically nothing on the table. At least he's gonna cap the oils, because in lieu of a light vehicle, Mr. Orb can't move out of his base right now. Yeah, he's forced into staying home because he knows. He knows what's up. Ganon probably has an army. He has a light vehicle, which has been revealed here. As per the line of sight from the oil derrick, yeah. He knows what's up. So for now, Orb is forced into playing zone defense. Very scared of any rocket drops or anything, but nothing coming his way of that sorts. And the MCV's out. That is a 4-minute 30 MCV, quite early. Yeah, still the eco department is gonna suffer. And there's gonna be... Obviously, Orb is also quite far behind because he was starved of an opportunity. Let me check that real quick. Yeah, there we are. Oh my goodness. They're going basically mirrored builds. Fortunately, there's a third refinery out from Orb. So this means he's got 3 refineries in his main base. So he's now on 5 harvesters. But geez, he was on 4 harvesters for a brief moment as well. So even after that crazy SD tech rush from Ganon, the timings are actually quite similar because Orb was so far behind. Ooh. Ganon is going to be first to claim this spot. Also, that is going to be big. He reveals the MCV going in. Oh no! This little rock tile here prevented him from deploying first. Whether that's going to be a blessing or a curse is going to be revealed in a very brief moment, but it's... Right now my money's on curse. Because this allowed Orb's infantry to close the gap much, much earlier than Ganon's. And thus, yeah, Ganon knows he has to pull out right now. Or risk losing his MCV. At least he gets the middle oil derrick. Interesting. Oh, a recapture from Orb on Ganon's derrick there. And no sign of movement from the APC, so there's that. Tesla coil being deployed, but this won't last very long against a heavy tank. 2 heavy tanks plus a marauding infantry force. Classic infantry core like this is gonna mean that Orb is probably, yeah, pulled even on assets. I really like that Ganon is just making the flamers work. Again, he's going because he knows that there's a big infantry cluster. And as long as you've got enough heavy armor to basically ward off the enemy rifles, then the flamers are going to be a good addition, especially against Soviets, where there's a lack of AoE healing, or healing for that matter. Healing, period. There we go. And that's going to be... Is there... Yeah, there's a Tesla almost lined up for Mr. Orb. Nobody has shown any signs of taking up just yet. No intent right there. This is going to be the 3rd recapture of the derrick. Alright. Good hustle. And the Tesla coil probably going to deny the ore truck. So... Where does that leave us? 6 ore trucks for both right now. Soon to be 5 for Ganon. Not to spoil anything here. But Ganon not paying attention to the ore truck. Oh! Zap connects. And he's trying so hard. Are you for real? This is ambitious. He knows that Orb's attention is going to be centered on this screen right now. Oh! That took a long time for Orb to react to. Okay, rifle going in right now, yeah. It was not meant to happen. At the end of the day. But here come the flamers, and you can see their AoE. Just melting through the infantry cluster. But I don't think he's got enough heavy armor to follow it up. Nope. Heavy armor just melts right there. He just didn't have a sufficiently high enough tank count. Oh, so after that, Ganon's still behind in game 2. Even after a really good early game start where he got off to pressuring the power. Yeah. The struggle for power, as a certain Mr. Marx put it, has currently been won by Orb, despite him being behind in power early on. Alrighty. Let's see. Economics tab. Yeah, 41, okay. Wait. Did Orb lose any harvesters? I'm quite confused right now. No, he didn't lose them, he just transitioned all of them to the bottom left. Or one of them. He just built very little eco to begin with, because he didn't lose any harvesters in that engagement. So that is a very awkward build. I think Orb was just too scared of falling behind in the tank count, so he just queued up like 20 tanks without completely disregarding that he was like on 4 harvesters or something. So yeah, but a very dangerous army. And Ganon, El Clasico for Ganon. Mass heavies. Heavies only, boys. Tanks a little out of position, but snipes one of them there. Second heavy taking a beating as well. And... okay. Ooh, nice. Finds a second heavy tank snipe. Third heavy tank taking dangerously loads. Third heavy tank down. That's very good thus far. Oh! Move it back, okay. That was a bit too ambitious, but still. trading up in the early, in the heavy tank department. So that was an okay engagement for Ganon. The assets are now, or the kill count is fairly even, and the assets should thusly be the same. Yeah. Ooh, the engineer is still in the wings. Still waiting, biding his time. Bottom left though. Well, can 3 Teslas weather the storm here? Probably yes. Realistically, Orb just doesn't have anything except like mass infantry. He would need to pull all his harvesters, and that's probably not worth it. Again, the concrete walls coming out. Oh no! Orb just paying such good attention to the game. Not dropping the ball. His game sense didn't leave him. That's gonna be one very lost stray heavy tank. But gives away the intention of Orb to attack at the secondary war factory. In time, pulling out his harvesters is Ganon. And he's gonna... he's probably gonna sacrifice the war factory in the name of... Soviet power supreme. Yeah, the heavy tank's getting into position. And... ooh, the rifle's just not falling up in time. This could have been so much better for Ganon had he just pulled his heavies in right now. But he separated them into 2 hotkey control groups, and the second, like, his tank group was lagging behind. That's never what you want to have. But now he's got a nice spearhead position. Whereas Orb is conga lining in, so if in a direct engagement right now, I would give Ganon the edge, even with all the rockets. Okay, dispatching one of his tanks to take care of the oil derrick, very good. And nothing too much happening. Ganon relegating his forces. Is there any tech on the way just yet? Yes! There is a radar dome plus an airfield, and Ganon is Ukraine. We know Ukraine can be a game changer. Oh, 2 heavy tanks ripe for the picking. Nice, pulling them apart. Playing the pull them apart game. And the 3rd army is going in, moving aggressively, posturing onto the war factory with a V2 as a backup. I like that. He's got a better V2 timing now. Flamers for Orb as well. But they don't work as well if they're not being supported. Flamers are definitely units in need of support if you want to make it work. Oh, nice. Rifles streaming in, dealing with the infantry, and meanwhile, the heavies are left to go to town on the war factory. Very good. Orb just now regaining construction radius. Did not snipe anything there. Ooh. The first V2 shot not too pivotal. Radar tech has been revealed. However, as soon as those are recharged, he might find a money shot. Let's see. Well, pretty good. Hits only 1 rocket, but lots and lots of rifles. Oh, sacrificing his yak there. A worthy yacrifice, as the Frenchmen say. Alright, he is taking a beating there. Lots of his tanks are injured, but yeah, he's gonna just apply a new scratcher paint. I really like what Ganon is doing there. He just traded up, like, seriously up. Yeah, and that's gonna show itself in a 10k asset discrepancy. He's just traded seriously up, and he just has lots of wounded units now that just require some attention from the service depot. And if he manages to keep them all alive, that is such a big asset swing. People often discount that, but yeah, very smart play from Ganon. Also, stopping at 2 V2s is very good. 3s may be a magical number. The APC, nope. Nope, PC. 3s may be a magical number because then you can one-tap refineries. But even with 2, ooh, the V2 going very aggressive. He's taking this engagement here. I don't know about that. The tanks are woefully out of position, but oh, the V2 shots deliberately into the smack dab into the middle of the blob. That was very good. That is gonna thin out the forces so much that maybe Ganon has a shot at winning this engagement. This V2 whiffing. This one was alright. Yeah. No, Ganon needs to pull out. He has overstretched himself there. First yaks are starting to appear. After such a cost-efficient early engagement, he throws it away right there. And on the other side of the map, nothing too much happening except a 2 heavy tank run by. That is going to be snagged by a Tesla. Okay. Finally, all the heavy armor from Orb goes down. That was unexpected. Moving his tanks as to not fall foul of the heavies there, of the V2s. Good hustle. He could snipe the yaks on the airfield. That would be a big swing. I would like that. Nah, he's trading the rockets instead. That's also cool. But now the main base is completely exposed right there. But the other side of the map, 3 heavies marauding through the flame tower lines. Not a single Tesla coil in line of sight. Starting to think that Ganon might have fucked up his rally point. What is that? That is just nullifying his tank advantage right there. Why? Not like this! Ah! Oh, I can't look. It's too painful. Wow, okay. Manages to get the kill there. And this is completely unprotected. Jeez! But he can deploy a Tesla. He's gonna be fine. Going for the power snipes again is Ganon. Oof, what a rough series of events for both players. But I've spotted tier 3. And 12k asset lead still in the works for Ganon. Throwing a spanner into the works there for Orb. What he needs now is flag truck transition, because otherwise they're just gonna snipe the entire tech tree. Yaks are gonna be so deadly in run-bys. Strafing for the service depot, so no more heavy tank production. And Q has been reset. One ore truck going down, but the other two got saved. That's alright. And is sending a heavy tank in prudently as well. I don't think tier 3 has been... No, tier 3 is completely out of left field for Orb now. That is gonna be so good. He's not gonna be expecting this at all. This is still a no-go killing field. Spy plane, the all-seeing eye, the ever-seeing eye coming in. Ah, he's angling with the flag tracks. He's itching to get some value out of his flag tracks there. But he needs more. Against this many Yaks, you probably need 4. I'd say 4 is the magic number. Maybe even 5. Triple War Factory. Quadruple War Factory for Ganon. Oh my lord. He has ascended. This is his true final form. The end boss of the Tank Generals Challenge. Mr. ZxGanon, ladies and gentlemen. Alright. However, that's gonna be an Air General. Yeah, gonna make quick work of tier 3. Nothing has been built right now. I don't know. I didn't look at the build tab. Probably a mammoth tank if we were to judge Ganon properly. Ah, trying to find an angle with the flags. Ooh. The V2 trying to angle the shot in. Misses, but makes the infantry dodge around. Okay, that appears to be the case that 2 of the Yaks went down. Yeah, 2 Yaks went down in the haze of this engagement. That means Ganon's eco is untouched. Ganon's war factory is untouched. His first out of 4 war factories, I might add. It's only the tier 3 that he lost. That is gonna be negligible if he manages to get a big enough advantage regardless. But right now it's looking good for him. Eco is even, float is even, and the asset... Oh wow! The assets have just skyrocketed for Orb. How did that happen? Tesla Coil War gonna be won, despite the line of sight here. And a nice little force congregating again. Tier 3 now for Orb. Orb just playing the unit reverse card, being like, no you. No you get taken. Oh! Ukrainian care package delivery system. Status, area clear. That was high value. Like, not the highest impact, but very solid regardless. Like what, there was maybe 7-8k assets down the drain. And here we've got a paradrop, probably gonna be revealed. Ooh. But it's still okay, now there are some rifles. Some rifles nestled in there. So this is not gonna be the most dangerous thing here. And Orb's paradrop going on the bottom right oil derrick, but has been revealed as well. Wait! He managed to kill the rifles. Did he single them out? That was nice play, if so. Ah! No space to dodge anymore. The ore mine is getting low, but it doesn't matter really because they're on a dead patch anyway. And if anything, this just cues Orb in to pull an eco transfer. But where to? Everything's mined out for him, and this is still a no-go zone. Huh. This might be actually one of those games where it's advantageous to not take your expansions early, because then you're still gonna have some ore like stored up. Let's see how it develops. And also Ganon not going for much air at all. He just basically built 1 Yak and that's it. Then the Yak died and he built a second one. Oh, revealing like the money shot, the camera shot, panning over and revealing the entire army. Oh wait. The vision lasts quite a... vision is off now, but still, might be some really good V2 shots. Depending on if he manages to pull the Yak. Oh, good shot, good shot. And force fire. You can see the force fire from the V2s. Jeez! Oh my lord! The flak trucks, oh my, the air fleet decimated. That is a swing of 10k in the blink of an eye. But now, is there enough heavy armor for Ganon to make this work? The heavies from all pushing forward into a Tesla coil, into mammoth tanks. I think Ganon's got enough. Oh, what a rough engagement. Like a PSA. Oh, also, this is a no-go zone now because the husks are still burning. Takes him a while to burn down. Like 30 seconds if they're not being damaged. Yeah, like PSA. Heavy tanks actually really almost hard counter mammoth tanks. Mammoth tanks are amazing against everything except like mass heavy armor. Mig on the build queue. Well, Ganon thus far has proved himself worthy of MiGs once, and then the second game he built them in, they were completely terrible. I really want to see the spike here. Yeah, Ganon is still on 1.5k and Orb is broke. Yeah, this dip in army value, jeez. It was like a 10k swing for both. And the economy, yeah, still balls did in Ganon's court right there. Is there an Iron Curtain out for anyone? Oh, there's an Iron Curtain for Orb, but not for Ganon. Might be problematic in the late game. This is usually your big ticket tool. Also more mammoth tanks coming in for Orb right now as well. Tesla coil being whittled down. He can't stay. Nope. That is a big nope from my side. I take the bucket for 500, Alex. The main base from Orb, very exposed. And I think Ganon smells it in the water. Yeah, his MiGs just look at the line of sight those things provide. He just knows. MiGs are basically the all-seeing eye of Sauron. Tank gets zapped. Yeah, so good. Oh, third MiG on the queue as well. This is so good. He can so cost efficiently deal with the harvesters right there. Any long-distance mining attempt is going to be shut down immediately. Well, Tesla tank as well. Oh, a dangerous composition for Orb. This is the all-in. This is exactly the all-in it was waiting for. And it's got the Iron Curtain. So, this might be Ganon just straight up losing his main base. Oh, that's gonna be so terrifying. He's waiting for the MiGs to rearm so he can deal with the Mammoth. He's also rotating his entire army. This is so tense right now. Let's see, when is he gonna pull the trigger? Power down. Ooh, is this the 2-0? This might be the 2-0 after all. Well, 4 MiGs now waiting in the wings. I still like it because not many flak tracks out for Orb. Yeah, without flak tracks, like the Mammoth tank is not sufficiently strong to deter any serious air force, such as those 4 MiGs from Ganon. Let's see how this is gonna shape up to be, but Ganon has lost his main base. Ah, this is so brutal. Such a cutthroat game. Going for the Tesla tank. Ah, it's still alive! No way. Not cancelling his shots either. Oh, Iron Curtain has been pulled. This needs to be a fallback. Immediate fallback issued from Mr. ZxGanon. The army pushing in relentlessly. Oh my lord. MiGs waiting in the wings. Trying to deal with the armor, trying to whittle away a little at all those forces. Iron Curtain has now officially timed out. Ah, counter curtain! The go button has been pressed from Ganon. Oh, into the parabombs! Are you kidding me? Is this actually happening? Is Ganon getting lucky with his parabomb vector again? Ganon and Ukraine are made for each other. I swear. Like, if you haven't watched it, watch my games versus him. Where, spoiler alert, in game 1, he parabombs me 4 times, and every single time the parabombs hit perfectly. It was just insane. But it's... wow. This was enough to decimate the infantry cluster, and right now it's only infantry left. Orb is forced into making himself scarce. So Ganon on 2 bases instead of 3, but... yeah, he's got the advantage, like the army advantage. He's got MiGs, he's got heavies everywhere, roaming the map. 80k over 68k, 7 harvesters for Orb. Still a very tight window. This time the paradrop finds a smidgen more success. Right, this army has been dealt with, and Ganon immediately sending in his MCV. Okay, he's only on 2 MCVs right there. MiGs trying to find a target. Yeah, nice little compact tech cluster. And this army is toast. These heavy tanks not gonna be able to stand a chance against rockets. Like, this is an expensive-ass army. Jeez. Oh, nice. Sniping a mammoth, though. What an expensive-ass army. Like, those are 350 a pop. The rockets are 300 a pop, and barely any rifles in the camp. So this is probably a 10k death ball. Still without heavy armor support. Ah, and he's gonna lose more and more harvesters. Enough. One more strafe, yeah, and one more strafe for another harvester to tap. Nice. A little bit of damage on that one as well. Oh, lord. 4 harvesters have been lost. Ah! There are the flag tracks in the retreat path. Only loses 1. Could have been way worse. So if I were in Orb's shoes now, I would try and camp the airfields. I would try and take a yak and take out the MiGs. They are... they have to refuel right now. Otherwise they're gonna be useless. Like, they have to rearm. And that's where they are at the most vulnerable. My lord, what a game! Has Ganon actually pulled it back with his army advantage there? Because there's nothing to Iron Curtain. No heavy armor at all right there. Not a single vehicle right there. And what is this gonna be? Mammoth? Mammoth? Or probably a harvester. Like, harvesters wouldn't be the worst choice right now, to be honest. The MiGs, this is where they're at their best. They're so cost efficient right now. Oh, flag truck! He's not paying attention, otherwise he would have seen the V2s and gone in with his flag truck. Yeah, that's the entire anti-air down. Rip. Not paying attention, but he's angling for a kill. And I think both players, yeah, Iron Curtain being issued. Oh, counter curtain! Beautifully played. The death ball can't engage just yet. So right now it is just basically traded 1 tank for nothing. Oh! I think the MiGs can now go in. Yeah. MiGs are primed. The next destination is gonna be the Kanyard of Orb. Down goes another refinery. Like, Orb's economy has suffered tremendous losses over the course of the last 2 minutes. That is gonna manifest itself in a 30k advantage for Ganon right now. It's now or never. Like, he's got this. After... I was so sure he was out. Nice flag truck play. Nets him 2 kills on 2 V2s. Orb just needs to recover. He needs his eco back, otherwise he's gonna be out of the game. He's gonna be pressured, and in Soviets versus Soviets, seriously, MiGs are hell to deal with. Mammoth tanks can be flanked from behind. Flag trucks are okay, like, but they're only a deterrent, because they don't have, like, they can only be at so many places at once, right? Even with all their mobility. And yeah, at the end of the day, like, flag trucks are the only viable counter. Rocket soldiers don't track properly. MiGs are just too fast when they're passing overhead. Give them a whiplash. Civilian tech rush. There we go. The Iron Curtain. Like, this also comes down to Iron Curtain snipes. Tech snipes in Soviet versus Soviet engagements are just so important. Tech snipes can be the big swing. What did die there? Probably a plane. I didn't catch that quite. Oh my goodness, the V2s. The V2s could be so good. Like, losing a MiG, okay. Oh! What is Ganon doing? Is he throwing it? Oh my! 2 mammoths. Oh, that was the money. Jeez, that was like... That was a 5k V2. Not even kidding right there. Oh my goodness! Yeah, Ganon not patching up his MiGs is also something that he relents on doing. I don't know why. The all-seeing eye of Sauron coming in again. I think Ganon can smell the writing on the wall. He can see the writing on the wall. He knows what time it is. He knows it's time to go in. 3 mammoth tanks woefully out of position. Can't achieve anything right there. And in comes the death ball from Ganon. MiG circling above the base. This just signals, hey, I've got line of sight literally everywhere. And this must be surely the GG. After all that, Game 2 was a story of a crazy comeback. Ganon was down and out in the mid to late game, with having lost his main base. Jeez Louise. He can fortify all day with Tesla coils here. For a moment I thought there was a demo, but it isn't. Yeah, Iron Curtain going down. Economy going down. Orb is falling apart. Oh my goodness. Well, losing his power plant was not the pivotal factor. Orb surely lost some timing off it, but Ganon made up for it by going for the wonkiest of tech rushes, the Service Depot tech rush on 2 Harvesters, and it didn't really give him an advantage because Orb was there first anyway with his MCV. So I'm struggling to see what that was all about. GG, what a massive swing 2 times. Like early game, Ganon just going in and sniping the power plant. Okay, Orb is now behind. Then Ganon goes for it, wacky as the Service Depot tech rush on 2 Harvesters. That was terrible, that set him behind in the eco department. And then Orb just had the killer instinct to go for the main base at some point, but Ganon recovered too quickly. Yeah, and after losing his armor right there, that was the pivotal moment that that Orb never recovered from. And then the MiGs were super, despite him losing lots of them. To be fair, like the engagement up topside where he sent his MiGs into, like, lining them up to crash into mass infantry, that was a classic Ganon moment. But again, in true classic Ganon fashion, he also eventually prevailed. Gotta say, the man has some staying power right there. Gotta give huge credits to both players. This is an insanely stressful series to play out like this, like both playing it to the full extent of the arsenal of the Soviets. Only thing we haven't seen are dogs and demos. I really enjoyed casting this. This is the highest of tiers. And there's gonna be some more matches on the line that have been delayed that I'm really poised to cast. This is gonna be coming in very shortly. So, thank you all for watching. RAGL Season 8 is not yet over, the group stages maybe, but we're gonna have some stray matches still being played out, like Pancho versus Orb, I believe, and Bane versus Anju. Bane versus Pancho, like a couple matches are still to be played, so I'm definitely sure to cast them, because both 3 players, Bane, Pancho and Anju, all still have a shot at top 4, while I am relatively likely to get into top 4, but don't want to jinx it right there. So yeah, awesome game from both players. I want to see the APM. 50 over 50 for both over the span of entire 30 minutes. Like, and keep in mind, this is not to be compared with StarCraft StarCraft clicks, because StarCraft counts every click, and OpenRA only counts orders issued to units or buildings or whatever. Like, if you change between the building tab and the defense tab 100 times, it nets you 0 APM, because that is not a command in the game. That is just a UI thing. But if you issue a harvester 100 commands, that is 100 APM, if you do it in a minute. Alright, so thank you for watching. Stay hyped for the finals, for the conclusion. And this is gonna be an even 1-1 trade between Orb and Ganon. Also catch the streams where Ganon is my co-host, and sometimes also Mr. Orb popping in. Like, we've got most of the top tier players popping in from time to time. Bane's popping in from time to time. We've seen Mo a couple times, the friendly Welsh. Yeah. Who cares was there last time? Anyway, check it out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. 5 Aces out.
Battle control terminated.